Hi guys, this is O-Level Chemistry, paper 11, November 2018, question 1. A student titrates aqueous sodium hydroxide from a burette with dilute hydrochloric acid in a conical flask. After the titration is complete, the conical flask is emptied. What is the correct procedure before the next titration? Rinse out the conical flask with aqueous sodium hydroxide. No, that would increase the concentration of sodium hydroxide while titrating. So the moles of sodium hydroxide would be more. This is incorrect. Rinse out the conical flask with dilute hydrochloric acid. This would increase the moles of HCl that are involved in the titration. And the number of moles present in the conical flask would be not countable, unaccounted for. So this is incorrect. Rinse out the conical flask with distilled water. Yes, this would remove any moles of acid or base that remain inside the conical flask. And use the conical flask again without rinsing. No, again that would leave either NaOH or HCl moles, which are unaccounted for, to react with the other solution during the titration. So the correct option for this question is option C. Question 2. The results of paper chromatography experiment are shown. X is an aqueous solution of a salt of a group 1 element and Y is an aqueous solution of a salt of a transition element. So the difference would be that X would be a colorless salt, or in the solid state it would be white, and Y would be a colored salt. So, or white here in this case. Yes. So why is an aqueous solution of a salt of a transition element would be colored? Yes. So solvent front is this. X travels a lesser distance compared to Y. Which row is correct? Larger RF value. So RF value is the distance moved by the solute upon distance moved by the solvent. So the distance traveled by Y is greater than the distance traveled by X. So the RF value of Y would be greater than X, eliminating options A and B. And requires a locating agent. A locating agent is required by something that is colorless, and the colorless salt is X. So C has X as the option and D has Y as the option. D gets eliminated. Option C is the correct option for this question. Question 3. A substance dissolves in water to form a colorless solution. This solution reacts with aqueous silver nitrate in the presence of dilute nitric acid to give a yellow precipitate. So yellow precipitate means presence of iodide ions, and with silver nitrate, the salt that gives the yellow precipitate is silver iodide. What is the possible identity of the substance? Calcium iodide. Now the solution is colorless. So calcium forms colorless salt solutions, and in the presence of AgI, oh sorry, AgNO3, AgI would form. So this should be the answer. But let's look at the other options. Copper chloride. So iodide is missing and copper gives a blue solution. Iron iodide. Iodide is present, but iron two ions gives a green solution. And sodium chloride, iodide is missing, but the solution would be colorless. So the correct option for this question is option A. Question 4. Which statements are correct? The volume of a gas at constant pressure increases as the temperature increases. So basically, volume is directly proportional to temperature is correct according to Charles' law. Next, the rate of diffusion of a gas increases as temperature increases. Yes, as the temperature increases, the molecules of a gas gain kinetic energy and move more quickly. So this is also correct. Next, the pressure of a gas at a constant volume decreases as the temperature increases. According to the pressure law, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. So if the pressure at constant volume decreases, the temperature would decrease, not increase. So option 3 is incorrect because it says temperature increases. So this it means that options 1 and 2 are correct. Statements 1 and 2 are correct. So the correct option for this question is option B. Question 5. Which row shows the number of particles in sulfide ion? Okay, so number of protons is equal to the proton number, which is 16. 16 would be the number of protons present. Number of neutrons would be 34 minus 16, which would give us 18 neutrons. And number of electrons would be 16, as the proton number is 16 plus 2, because there is a 2 negative charge. So in total, 18 electrons. So 16, 18, and 18. So option B is the only one with 16 protons, 18 neutrons, and 18 electrons, making option B the correct option for this question. Question 6. Which substance has a giant covalent structure at room temperature? Methane. Methane is a simple covalent molecule with 4 CH covalent bonds present. Sand. Sand is SiO2, the main component, and SiO2 is macromolecular, which means it has a giant covalent structure. So sand should be correct. Next, sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is an ionic salt made up of Na positive and Cl negative ions. It is not giant covalent. And water. Water again is a simple covalent molecule with two hydrogen forming a covalent bond with one oxygen atom, H2O. So out of these four options, the only one that is giant covalent is sand, making option B the correct option for this question. Question 7. Magnesium oxide has a high melting point. It is used to line the inside of furnaces that operate at high temperatures. Okay, lining of furnaces. Why does magnesium oxide have a high melting point? It has metallic bonds. No, it is an ionic compound. It has strong forces between its molecules. It does not have molecules. It has ions present because it is an ionic compound. It is a simple molecular substance. Again, it is an ionic compound. It is an ionic compound. That's what we have been saying continuously. So option D is the correct option for this question. Question 8. What is the dot and cross diagram for NCl3? Since it's a dot and cross diagram, that means NCl3 is a covalent compound. All four options are showing covalent compound. Now, nitrogen belongs to group 5. So nitrogen will have 5 electrons in its outermost shell, and chlorine belongs to group 7, so it will have 7 electrons. In option A, there are 3 nitrogen electrons shown and 2 are missing, making option A incorrect. In option B, we have got 5 nitrogen electrons, but each chlorine has only 5 electrons shown and chlorine has 7 electrons. So for each chlorine atom, there is a pair of electrons missing, making option B incorrect. In option C, there are 5 electrons of nitrogen shown in the form of a cross and 7 dots shown for each chlorine atom, making option C correct. And in option D, we've got 2 electrons of nitrogen missing and 2 electrons of each chlorine atom missing from the structure, making option D incorrect. So as a result, option C is the correct option for this question. Question 9. Two properties of a metal are given. It is malleable, it conducts electricity. Which of these properties are due to the layers of positive ions being able to move? It is malleable. So if the positive ion layers are able to move, that is why it is able to bend. Malleable means that it is able to bend. So the positive ion layers are able to move over one another. So that is correct. It conducts electricity. Now, Conduction of electricity is not due to movement of the positive ion layer, it is due to the movement of the sea of delocalized electron. So option 2 is not explained by movement of the positive ion layers. So option 1 is explainable by this point, not option 2, making A the correct option for this question. Question 10. What are the relative formula masses of 1 mole of solid magnesium and 1 mole of gaseous chlorine? Magnesium is represented by Mg and has a mass of 24, eliminating options A and D. And chlorine gas is Cl2. The AR of chlorine is 35.5, so 30.5 into 2 gives us 71. This eliminates option B because it says 35.5 and option C says 71, making option C the correct option for this question.